Today we're going to do a recap of what happened yesterday in the elections we got in Kentucky, in Georgia, in Pennsylvania, in Alabama, Idaho, and Oregon. So as you can see here in Kentucky, that was the key race, and Thomas Massey, incumbent representative from Kentucky 4th Congressional District, is gone. And that's what most MAGA supporters, also President Trump, wanted. President Trump endorsed Ed Galleran. He's a challenger, and he won. I just want to show here the senatorial election. Andy Barr won this against Daniel Cameron, also former candidate for governor in 2023, but his political career, it's mostly over. He lost again. In Democratic primary, Charles Booker, competitive race between both. Charles Booker and Amy McGrath. That was actually interesting. In terms of turnout, the Republicans won here handily, but also you need to understand that Kentucky is a Republican state. When you go to the Kentucky 4th Congressional District primaries, you can see here, Ed Galleran was more than almost 10 points. That was big. And only Lewis County went for Thomas Massey and a bit of Mason, but that was very close. Lewis County is where Thomas Massey is from and where he is right now, so that's why he won there. But then the rest of it was actually quite huge percentages, and Ed Galleran did a great job, and also President Trump endorsed him. That's why he won. Otherwise, I don't think he would have won it. In Georgia, as you can see here, the Senate, Mike Connors and Derek Dooley will have a runoff of those two people. As you can see here, Dooley did very great across the suburban areas and also urban areas of Atlanta. When it comes to the more rural parts, Mike Connors did great. Also former candidate in 2020 against Kelly Loeffler in the general election for Senate in Georgia, of course. John Ossoff did very great as well, of course, uncontested. But in terms of turnout, John Ossoff beat Republicans primary here, even though that was uncontested. They actually did great in terms of turnout. Governor primary, you can see here Democrats, really not a contest. Here, not really a contest from Secretary of State. Brad lost with only 15%. That was a terrible performance. Burt Jones and Rick Jackson will go to a runoff as well. If you go here to Lieutenant Governor, as you can see here, not a runoff on both sides. John F. Kennedy, by the way, it's just a fantastic name to have. And Attorney General Teddy Miller will go. Also Brian, and that doesn't matter a lot. We're going to have some runoffs in the House races, but I just want to show you something. When it comes to this part here in the court, not the Court of Appeals, in the Supreme Court, as you can see here, Justice Bithell said, actually, he was able to continue being the state Supreme Court judge, even though this was the closest election in like 100 years in Georgia to actually out him from the seat. But actually, that didn't happen this time. That's why this is an interesting map. But that was still a 2.2 points win, similar to what Trump got in 2024. In Pennsylvania, we got this race, not really that big of a deal. Drench and Ricci won this by 30 points. And we got some competitive House races, but that was not actually, look at this. The races were not actually that competitive, at least according to expectations. We got some special elections, but that was not really important, and Republicans won it, even though we got a swing of 20 points to the Democrats. In Alabama, we'll have a runoff between Barry Moore, and we'll see, waiting to see who's going to be in second. But that is very close. But I think Jared Hudson will probably go there because he was very strong in Jefferson County. That's Birmingham, biggest county in the state by far. And when you go to Democratic primary, also a runoff between Everett West and Zachary Lariat, a very interesting one as well. Tommy Tuberville, senator from Alabama, won this handily for governor, and also Doug Jones, a former senator as well from Alabama, won this as well handily in the Democratic side. Republican primary, this is going to be an interesting for lieutenant governor runoff. In the Democratic side, not really a big of a deal. Attorney general runoff here and contesting the Democratic side. We didn't have all of the House elections in Alabama because of a very simple reason. Many of them are delayed until I can see here until August 11th because they're trying to redraw the map in order to benefit the Republicans. They basically want to eliminate one Democratic seat. And right now, in the ballot measure is not really big of a deal there. When it comes to Idaho, incumbent won here. Also Democratic, not really that competitive. Turnout-wise was, more than 2-1, everything like 4-1. In governor side, also an incumbent winning. And the Democratic side, not really competitive. In the House, as you can see here, not really competitive races, even though, there was over 2 incumbents, and the Democratic side was not actually that competitive. And in the rest of it, not really that competitive in Idaho. In Oregon, we're still getting results. Oregon, it takes a lot of time to count the votes. Just let 72% of the vote in, and here 76% of the Republican side. We're still waiting to see the projections here in the Republican primary. It's still very competitive between both candidates. And it looks like Brent Barker is doing great in Portland, probably the more establishment candidate here. And David Brocksmith is doing great here when it comes to more rural parts. And the more suburban areas are going for Joe Perkins. Even though, yeah, we'll see. We'll see who's going to win this. The more votes left are in Clackamas County, and that's going for Brent Barker and also second place. But that's very competitive, as you can see here. So, in the government side, Tina Kodak, incumbent governor, that won in a very competitive election 4 years ago. She won with 84%, and here Christina Drazen, state senator, now won with 42%. In the House, there was nothing very interesting, but in the ballot measures, we got this one here to raise fuel tax and transportation fees. And then no, that this was, the Republicans wanted to bring this up to vote because the governor tried to increase those fuel tax and also transportation fees, and the Republicans thought this would not pass in a referendum, and that is true. You can see here, it actually went down by a very substantial margin. You can see here 83 to 17. Even in Democratic places, even though the percentage was smaller, 74 for example, it was still a blowout in many places. You can see here on the Republican side 97% in some counties. So there's some votes left, but that will not mean that means that it's not possible to actually flip this outcome. Guys, this was the video. I hope you liked that video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll have a new video on Friday talking about Wisconsin governor race. That's why you must subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back on Friday with another video, at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you.